This video is for you if you have been trying to heal for burnout and you're not feeling the relief that you were hoping for. And that is because there's a possibility that what you need to heal from is not just burnout, but something called chronic traumatic stress. And I'm sharing this with you because it's what started my healing journey, thinking that I just needed to recover from burnout and then not being really satisfied with the results and learning a bit more and digging a bit deeper and being like, okay, yeah, there was something else going on for me at that time. And that's had a much deeper impact than what I thought it did. And I need to explore healing all of it, not just this part or that part. And burnout and chronic traumatic stress, they definitely overlap. There are the boundaries definitely blur between them. I think in my experience, everything that you experience in burnout, you also experience in chronic traumatic stress. But it's not the same the other way. So things that people experience when they have chronic traumatic stress is different. They have some extra symptoms, some extra feelings and challenges there than what you do if you've just got burnout. So I'm going to share a little bit about this with you. And I just want to say that also this video isn't, what I'm saying in this video is based on my experience and also what I see working with my clients. And it's not a label or a diagnosis for you. It is just simply for you to listen to, see what resonates, see if it fits how you're feeling. And then if you want, then you can explore that further. You can ask yourself, you can speak with another practitioner or a counselor, or you can contact me. My name is Donna Louise, and I'm a trauma-trained somatic practitioner and a functional breathwork coach. I'm also a trainee counselor, and I help people to get out of survival mode, to restore their nervous system, and to reconnect with themselves again, which is exactly what I did and what I've trained and what I help other people do now. So I'm really happy to share my experience and teachings with you. So first of all, burnout is when the nervous system is really, really tired. Burnout is when your nervous system is depleted. Perhaps you've been through a long, prolonged period of stress, a lot of stress, doing too much for too long with too little, and you've had maybe a shorter, intense period of stress, like the holidays or like a busy deadline at work, and you've had to like really pour your all into that. The symptoms that we typically feel from burnout is, exhaustion, tiredness, irritability, maybe problems sleeping, some problems with digestion is also really normal. And the thing is with burnout is that it is quite easy for us to heal by ourselves with some lifestyle changes, with setting some new boundaries, with taking rest, etc., reestablishing our calendar and our commitments. And this is definitely doesn't look like a vacation. I'm not trying to minimize burnout. It's serious. It really affects our health, physical and our mental and emotional health 100%. And a 2-week vacation on the beach is not going to cure it. It does require some lifestyle changes, and it does take a prolonged period of time to recover from. And that is completely dependent on how much effort that you are going to put into taking care of yourselves and reestablishing those needs. But chronic traumatic stress is when you've been through an extremely stressful period like you do with burnout, but the difference is that something was also happening that was threatening your survival. And so you was going through this really prolonged, stressful period, and at the same time fearing for your safety, either your emotional, physical, financial, relational safety. Maybe there's some other safeties in there as well that I've not articulated, but there's something happening where you feel unsafe in one or multiple areas in your life, as well as being burnt out from a very stressful period. And this looks like feeling wired but tired, not being able to switch off. It looks like having hypervigilance. It looks like maybe it feels like you're disassociating, that you just cannot deal with the situation and you need to check out emotionally and mentally in order to get through the day. It creates this feeling of, like I said, unsafety in the mind and in the body, and that you are always feeling like the worst is going to happen and things aren't ever going to get better. There's a certain, can be feelings of dread that come along with that. And often you might also be experiencing things like chronic pain, new aches and pains and drains in the body. You might be struggling with digestive issues, again, insomnia, depression, anxiety, and just feeling really disconnected from yourself and in this state of survival mode, but it's for a prolonged period of time. And the thing is that burnout, to recover from burnout, like I said, we need rest, we need boundaries, we need to change our lifestyle, but we can typically recover from that by ourselves, whereas chronic traumatic stress requires us to bring safety back into the nervous system and to reteach the nervous system what safety is. This looks like us learning about orienting, about resourcing, about grounding. It also typically, not always, requires for us to have that additional support from somebody else to be able to not to talk through what happened. We need to be able to talk through what happened mentally and emotionally, but also to feel safe enough to integrate and to process and to feel what needs to be felt as well about what happened. And we can't do that unless we've got safety back in the body, unless we can feel grounded and connected to ourselves and to the present moment. And this is where working with a practitioner, a coach, a therapist really comes in, because they can help you co-regulate as you work through exploring your challenges around this situation and healing from it. Coaches also, we can help you connect with feeling safe to actually bring in peace, to bring in joy, to bring in pleasure again, which is a huge part of healing. And often when we know that we need to do the healing work is because we can identify that we struggle with that, because it doesn't feel safe to feel peace, to feel joy, to feel calm, to feel connection, to feel love and pleasure anymore after going through a traumatic event for many different reasons. So I hope that this has provided some insight for the difference between those two things. I help people to make that identification. I work with people one-to-one to help them get out of survival mode and restore and nourish their nervous system so that they can reconnect with themselves again. If that sounds like something you would like to explore with me, please follow the channel and check the link in the description. Thanks for tuning in to this video, and take very good care, and I look forward to seeing you soon.